So for HTML, I think our first task is to have a username. We need to enter a username. We need to have a text box before we enter the chat window. We need to put our username before you enter the chat window. So I'm gonna write some HTML over here with using Bootstrap CSS. So I'm gonna write main. I'm gonna give it class name content. Excuse me, that was my phone. And then inside that I want a div. Oh my god. Class name. I want container inside. I want a margin of top 3. Yeah, and inside this I want a card. Yeah, so div on class name card. I want this its width to be 100%. I want its text to be center, and what else? I want its border to be white. Inside this I'm gonna put a row. And this row should have a column inside. So column 12. Let's just take the whole column width. And I'm gonna put a header tag. Let's say h5 with let's say enter username. And I'm gonna put another div inside this, the class DisplayFlex with justify content as center and by1. Inside this I'm going to put my input text with type as text, with name as username. I want to put some value as well, and a class with form control, and a placeholder which is also going to be username. This is pretty much it. Let's see how this looks on my app. Yep. Oh, I need to have autocomplete off. Why is this so big? Oh yeah, I need to put a div inside this. So div with class name of column 4, and I'm gonna put my input inside this. So this should align the content, but it's not aligning the content for some reason. Content, not content, T-E-N-T. That should do it. Yep. Now I need to have my autocomplete off. So autocomplete is off. Yep. That should do it. Yeah, so it's telling us you provided a value to a prop form field without an onChange handler. So we're going to put this onChange handler now. But before that, we need to put a state inside this. So let's do that. So I'm gonna do state, right? So I'm gonna import a function called as use state. State is going to store my input value, so I'm going to declare constant a new user and a function called as set new user equals use state with an empty string as a default value. So yeah, now I'm gonna pass this new user inside my JSX, and I need to have a onChange handler. onChange equals, I'm gonna point this to a arrow function, which is gonna have my function called as handle change. This is gonna pass an E object, which is gonna be a current this input object, and I'm gonna write this handle function over here. So handle change equals, wait, it's not how you write it. Yep. Oh, is it? Oh, am I supposed to write this dot handle change? Is it gonna read this? Nope. I need to write this dot handle change. Is it gonna read now? Nope, it doesn't. Oh yeah, function. I need to write function. I am gonna write function over here. Function handle change. Just gonna call that. So inside this is gonna bring our current target. I'm gonna deconstruct this as, I'm gonna rename this as input. Inside this I'm gonna call our set new user function, set new user, and then I'm gonna put our input value inside it. Yep, this is pretty much it for setting up our new user. I'm trying to see what else is there. Yeah, so we can give a button below this. We can write something like a button, and we can give it class btn success and of join. Let's see how this looks. Yep, this looks trash. Yeah, I need to give a margin bottom for this, so I'm gonna write mb let's say 3. How does it look? That looks okay. Oh, I need to put btn class before this. That looks much better. I need to increase this width, so this is called for, that's fine. I'm gonna write width as 100, so that's gonna, yep, that looks good, that looks alright. Or I can just press after typing this, I can just press enter, and it should let me join in as well. So I'm gonna write something like an on key press, and that is also going to point to a arrow function. This is gonna have an element, the input element and e dot code. If it's the key pressed is enter, and I'm gonna write a condition over here. I'm gonna log this new user. I'm gonna log in this new user inside our chat room. Otherwise, don't do anything else. Otherwise, you're just typing your name. If you are pressing any keys, that means you're typing your name. If you are specifically pressing the enter key, then you're logging your new user. So I'm going to write this function now. Function log new user, which is going to bring my it's going to bring my user, right? But I think this already has it. No, yeah, it's gonna bring my new user. So I also need to write another state which is going to have my new actual user, signed in user. So set user equals state. This is also going to be an empty string. Yeah, I need to set a username, so I'm gonna call this, oh my god, I'm gonna call this set user and pass in the new user object inside. So that should suffice our new user. We're gonna type our new user name, and then we're gonna press enter, and it's gonna log our new user. And I'm gonna put a conditional rendering inside this card. So how do we conditional render? I'm gonna type if the user is there, then I'm just gonna write a message called as logged in as, and then the user object itself. How do we do this? We use backtick user. Yep, logged in as, and our username. If not, we don't have a user, then not user, then we're gonna render this HTML. Let me just cut this. And paste it inside here. Oh, am I missing? Did I forget a div? Yep, I did. I'm just gonna copy paste this inside. Yep. So let's see if we have a username. I'm gonna type Aditya. So join, we get a error. Logged in is not a function. Logged in is not a function. So how do we write this? Oh, let's write a div inside this. What am I doing? Slash div, and then just like write in logged in as, then let's just append this user and remove this. Yep, that should pretty much do it. If I write Aditya, say join, nothing happens. Why is that? Refresh this. Aditya. Yep, logged in as Aditya. Pretty sure I didn't type that. Let's just type Aditya. Yep, logged in as Aditya. If I why is this join button not working? Let's find out why. Oh, I didn't map this function, my bad. So on click, right? On click, it's gonna point to the LogUser function. The log new user. Yeah, let's try now. Yep, you see logged in as Aditya. So this pretty much is our username, entering our username tutorial. Next I'm gonna start with the chat window. So yeah, let's go through what we have done. Actually, I'm gonna put this inside a component. I'm gonna create a component folder. I'm gonna put this inside so it looks much better and it's much more clean. So I'm gonna go inside src. I'm gonna create new folder. I'm gonna name them as components, PONENTS. Inside this I'm gonna create a new file, name it as new user.jsx. I'm gonna imr react. I'm going to put all of this inside, all of this code inside. For that I need to create a stateless functional component, sfc tab, and then this as new user, and inside this I'm gonna paste this entire piece of code. Let me just see where this, yep, cut, paste here, and we need to pass a few props inside, which are gonna be new user, handle change, and log new user. So yeah, let's just do that. I'm gonna deconstruct this. I'm gonna deconstruct the props. I'm gonna type new user, handle change, then log new user. Yeah, this is referring to all of these. That's good. That is good. Yeah, so then I'm gonna import our new created component over here. I'm just gonna type new user. It's already showing me. I'm gonna just press enter. There we go. Now we have a new user. Let's just get rid of this, and I'm gonna render new user here, and then we need to pass props inside. So handle change is equals to handle change. Does it need to be this dot handle change? Yep, I think so. No, I don't think so. This dot handle change and log new user to log new user. Yep, and also not to forget new user. It's going to be new user. Yep. Yeah, so that pretty much sums up. We have created a component. This looks much clean now. Ideally we need to put all of this inside, much of this inside new user, but we'll do that at a later stage. This looks clean. I'm happy with this. Next we're gonna do the chat window, and that's gonna be when we have the user object. So this div is gonna go away. Inside this we're gonna render our chat component. Yeah, so see you guys then.